I'm Stan Geip, and this is my law partner, Becky Dolman, here today. Today we're just discussing what kind of a basic subject, but it's really got to do with why it's important that you get an attorney involved in your accident claim in Fort Lauderdale before really reaching out and trying to do it yourself. Okay, and both of us have seen a number of cases where people will come to us a month, 2 months, 6 months. I've got a guy right now that's actually called me. It's 2 years after his accident, okay? And they've been handling it on their own. I can tell you, I have never, ever, ever received a call from someone who was handling their own case for 3 months that I didn't go, oh my gosh, I wish I had been there in the beginning. Because there is so much you learn from experience, okay? So much you learn from doing this that an average consumer, an injured party, does not know, okay? Because it's not just about documenting what's wrong with you, okay? Anyone can go to the doctor and get an x-ray that says their arm is broken. That's really simple, and most people might think it's that simple. We need a number of different things. I need to establish that whatever you're dealing with, most usually neck and back type of injuries, weren't there before the accident, okay? And that the accident caused these injuries, okay? And it sounds simple. It sounds common sense. And you say as an injured person, of course it caused injuries. I wasn't hurt before the accident. But see, the insurance company, the person who's going to pay you, they weren't there. They don't know that. Okay, they're going to look for signs in your medical records of degeneration. They're going to look for historical claims. They're going to begin devaluing your claim as soon as it starts. So today, Becky and I want to talk about some of the important factors you need to consider and those things that like insurance companies do to try to devalue the claim that might not always be obvious to sort of a consumer walking into this. So Becky, if you want, maybe talk a little bit about why it's so important that you get to the correct doctors right off the bat in an insurance claim or an auto accident.
Right. Well, it's always important to see proper doctors after you've had an auto accident. Typically, you might think you want to go see your main primary care doctor. But oftentimes, the primary care doctors are not equipped to handle the documentation that needs to be in the reporting for an auto accident claim. As Stan suggested, we need to be able to show that the auto accident caused your problem, that you did not have these issues prior to this auto accident. So that's a first and foremost. If you've been in a very bad accident, of course, the hospital or an urgent care facility would be your best first place to go. But I'd like to actually take a step back and just say one more quick thing about the insurance companies and trying to deal with them yourself. The first thing they're going to ask you when you call is if you've hired an attorney. And if you've not hired an attorney, frankly, they're just not going to take your claim very seriously. They know that they're going to be able to push you off, say certain things to you, devalue your claims, and that you're not going to have the repertoire in your vocabulary or your knowledge to be able to counter what they're saying. So yes, it's important to pick the right doctor, but I think that we also need to stress it is so very important to hire an attorney right from the beginning of your case, someone who understands that this is a game the insurance companies play and that we understand the rules of the game.
Right, because I can tell you, like, what will happen, okay? You get someone, they walk in, they've been injured, and just like every other time they go to the doctor, they show up, they pull out their health insurance card and go say, all right, I'm injured in an accident. Here's my insurance. I need some treatment. Okay, then the doctor looks up at them and says, this is related to an accident. I can't take your health insurance. It's not primary. And you're like, what? I've got health insurance. It should work for everything. This is where it starts to get complex, okay? PIP insurance is the primary form of payment for any injury related to an automobile accident. PIP is a form of coverage that's under everyone's own automobile policy. Most doctors, like your primary care doctor, your standard dermatologist, your cancer doctors, most of these doctors never deal with auto accident claims or very rarely do. They're not set up to bill PIP carriers. Okay, there's a different fee schedule that applies. There's different ways of writing off bills and a different method of getting paid. Okay, and they only pay portions of the claim. If you do not do this on a regular basis, the billing itself is enough to be a big enough hurdle to most offices that they won't let you in the door. Okay, there's a number of doctors you will go to and they say, look, I can't treat you if it's an auto accident. We don't do that. It's the attorney that's been through this several times before, that's seen this problem, that knows the doctors in the area that will see auto accident claims, knows the doctors that will provide the correct documentation, and knows the doctors that will bill the claim correctly, okay? All of this is a part of building claim value, okay? And as an attorney, that's my job, to build your claim value, to make sure that we get you fairly compensated for what happened. Okay, the insurance company has done, their goal is to resolve the claim as cheaply as possible. That doesn't necessarily mean getting you a fair settlement. That means getting it off, getting it closed for as small a check as possible. Okay, there's been times where insurance companies have showed up on the scene of accidents, settled things for $10,000, and people have later gone and got surgery. Too late. You settled your claim. So, sure, as an attorney, we're going to take a piece of what we collect for you. Okay? It's a third before suit, 40% if we have to file suit. If you look at the end of the day, what attorneys bring to the table more than outweighs any kind of compensation we're getting on the back end. If you look at the ways we're able to document, we're able to add value, able to defend against the insurance company attacks, and able to sort of position these claims throughout the claim process. So, and you can't lie. I mean, there's no lying. It's all presenting facts, okay? They're all the same facts. It's how the facts are presented. It's being able to get these facts in the best light, okay, to present them in a way that they're going to stand up to scrutiny when the insurance company pokes at them. And then here's the other thing too, okay? No matter how much anyone wants to say it, we can't really say one attorney's better than the other, okay? But I like to equate attorneys and insurance companies to kids in the schoolyard, okay? Insurance companies are the bullies, okay? There's 5 bullies in the schoolyard and there's 100 other kids. Okay, if you're really linking up with one of those other kids in the schoolyard, you want to link up with one that's not scared to punch the bully. Okay, and not everyone will do that. Okay, there's certain attorneys that like to go to trial. There's certain attorneys that won't go to trial. Okay, the ones that go to trial are the ones that punch the bully. Okay, so you want to link up with those attorneys that aren't scared to fight for you. Okay, they're not going to fold at the end of the day when push comes to shove. You want someone who's going to punch the bully, and it works just like it did in the schoolyard. Okay, when you punch the bully, they go find an easier target and say, you know what? If we got to resolve some of these, let's resolve the people that are punching us and fight the people that won't swing back. That's a whole nother dynamic you really don't get to see as a consumer, but it's huge. It is that same bully mentality that was going on in middle school and in elementary school that is still in the schoolyard or sandbox of insurance company claims today. It's all about bullying, getting bullied, and punching back. So
I like this analogy.
But it's true. It's
so true. Yeah.
it is so very true. So, there's a number of different reasons why it's important in Fort Lauderdale. Get an attorney right away. Okay, Fort Lauderdale is a hotbed of activity. There are a number of insurance companies there. There's a number of doctors that will treat you. There's also some mistakes you can make with doctors in the area. Okay, there are certain doctors that will be the go-to insurance company doctor, what's known as CME doctors or independent medical examination doctors. Okay. You don't want to end up at one of those. And they're not going to tell you when you walk through the door, hey, I'm an insurance company doctor. I don't think anybody's injured. They're not going to say that to you. They're going to take your money, give you treatment, and then give you really crappy records and your claim is done. So, there's a lot more to it, but in the initial phases, it's super important. Sure, we make money doing this. We absolutely make money doing it, and we enjoy making the money doing it. But look, it's not just all about the money. Every time we get a check for someone, we're doing them a service, okay? We get repeat customers. We get a lot of repeat customers. Almost every client we've worked with, when they get into another accident, they come back. Okay, if they felt like they weren't getting a fair deal or felt like things weren't going right, these people wouldn't be coming back. Okay. Almost everyone who has an experience with an attorney uses one again the next time. That's because they've learned. So, I don't want to, and I can't really impress it enough. It's one of the most important decisions you're going to make regarding any claim, when to get an attorney and who to get. You need to make it initially. You need to get an attorney involved on the front end and get your claim on the best foot. Make the best first impression you can with the insurance company, because that gives you the best chance of success.
And don't sign anything or give any kind of recorded statements to the insurance company before you hire your attorney.
Oh, Baddicky, you couldn't have brought up a better point. Do not sign anything. Okay. Even if they tell you what it means, do not sign it. Okay. Make sure an attorney looks at it. I had someone come to me and Becky, you were here. I had someone come to me the other day with a document they had signed to get their car fixed. Right? They had got, hey, we're paying out on the prop. We're paying to fix this car, right? And in the document they signed to get their car fixed, this person had agreed not to pursue a personal injury claim, and they wouldn't pursue a claim against their own insurance carrier too. Like, well, they come to me and they say, look, no, that's not what they told me it said. I'm like, well, but this is what it says when you read it, right? And they go, well, yeah, but that's not what they told me it said. Yeah, you get into those situations. Do not sign anything. Do not take the insurance company's word for it until you talk to a qualified attorney. So, Becky, with that understanding, we've got a super robust website at www.dolmanlaw.com that anyone can access 24 hours a day. There's information, like thousands of pages of information on just about any type of claim you could want. If you want a quicker, more direct way of contacting us, what's the best phone number they can reach us at, Becky?
The toll-free number is 833-55-CRASH, which is 833-552-7274. You can reach us anytime, day or night at that number.
Yeah, and we really would appreciate the call. And like I say, nothing binding. You're not on the hook when you call. If you're just calling for general information, we'll be happy to talk to you about really anything involving the claim. That being said, always get an attorney involved if you're looking for the best recovery. So this has been another episode of the David vs. Goliath podcast. I'm Stan Geip. This is my partner, Becky Dolman. And if you ever need anything from us, we would love to see you on our website or hear from you on the phone.